Hey guys, Art 17 here, and we're in week 3, talking about assignment number 5, not 15. Assignment 5, draw a hand in plastic. So we're learning how to shade different material, different subject matter with material, different material to show shape, right? And that's what I'm going to talk about all semester is how we're shading to show shape using your light source, which is going to shine on your subject from a certain direction and create shadow side and light side. All this, when you are shading on your paper, is going to show and give a 3D appearance, 3-dimension, as opposed to just flat 2-dimensional paper. And that's why you're showing the shape through contrast and different tones you're shading. And we're going to talk about that now with plastic wrap over a hand. So it's kind of a difficult one, but not that bad. And I'll show you some examples. We'll talk about number 6 and homework on Wednesday or Thursday. Okay, so let's go to Bing. I'll show you this. They don't have a hand per se under the plastic wrap, but they have a face. So here you see the face under there. You see the plastic wrap. Mainly that the plastic wrap is actually erased out in different areas. So you would go ahead and draw your subject and then erase out tone and maybe add some darker tone in with that erased out areas, like right here where it's reflecting some darker tones in the room on the plastic over the subject, this case a face, and erased out and added in tone. Gets that done, shows that something's over your subject. I'm going to show you what I have in examples. These are student drawings. Different ways to show that plastic. So you can see that there's sort of a web edge around the hand. I think they drew the hand first, shaded it in, shaded all the areas that are darker and lighter from your light source. There's a shadow area here on all the fingers and thumbs. There's a darker side and a lighter side. It gradually gets darker from the middle of the finger or the middle of the thumb into the darker side. Same with the hand, the palm of the hand right here. Same with in between the fingers. All have shading. Then when they made the wrap around, then they erased out areas which have the reflection on the plastic from your light source. And you'll see it, because I want you to wrap your hand up in plastic like this. Wrap it around so that you see the stretched part over the hand, if it's the palm of the hand or the back of the hand, either way. Wrap it around, kind of hold it down in there, maybe with a thumb or a finger or something, or tape it, and take a picture of it. Unless you want to sit there and look at your hand and draw it that way, that's fine too. But it's got to be your hand in plastic wrap, not one of these drawings or a made-up thing. You want to really be looking at it, okay? All right, so that's one example. Here's another example. They're all successful in one way or another. I don't like the way they left part of the hand white here because in all due reality, nobody has skin as white as your drawing paper. It's going to have a tone to it. But it's a successful drawing in another way, like there was a really bright light on or something. I don't see the erased out areas, but it's still showing plastic, and I think everyone can perceive that as plastic over the hand. Maybe not the best. I like the hand drawing, though. Lots of contrast in darks and lights going on. And you can tell the shape of the hand. The fingers are roundish, It has a shape. because of all the tones. Oh, that's not what happened there. Anyway, let's go back into here. This one's pretty nice, although it's extremely transparent. In these darker tones right here that are added in, as well as the erased out areas, you're getting the idea that there's something over the hand, and it looks transparent like plastic wrap. And then there's a little darker edge right here, but it's not like a line, you know. This is just shading. There's a little tiny bit of a line, but if you really look at what you're looking at, there's no line there. It's only shading tones that end somewhere. And then there's nothing over here, but there's the plastic. The plastic is going to have shading tones to it, light and dark, in different places. And typically they go over fingers and over the hand, so that now that's showing, well, something's over the hand. It's not just on a finger or just on a thumb. It goes over 2 fingers here, and including the empty space back there. So that's showing that that's over the hand, and that's what you want to get across to your audience. All right, let's look at another one. This is a really strange one. Looks almost like goo on there, but I think it was successful that the you see something on the hand. It does look like plastic. It looks a little bunchy right here, but it might have been just bunchy the way they stuffed it into the fingers there. And so, there's going to be a lot of light reflection off that plastic right in here, all this stuff, lights and darks, and you just see them everywhere. And then you see the edge of the plastic here. It's not tightly wrapped. I mean, it's kind of bunched up in places, but you're like, okay, there's something on the hand. It might look a little bit like goo, but right here it looks like plastic up here. But these are just different ways students did this, so I wanted to show you that. I think this is really a good one. It's very simple. They drew the hand with the shading on all the skin, put in some some lines, but not too many, and then put the plastic edge around where the plastic was, and then started adding in the stretch marks by erasing out and then emphasizing part of it with a little bit of tone. It's more of a shading tone line than a writing line. If you notice, it's broader. So it's the side of the pencil making that tone right there. And then within some of the reflection marks, the erased out part, there's a little bit of tone right there too. So they're going back and forth, adjusting where the very light reflection marks on the plastic are. You'll see them when you put the wrap around your hand. You'll see where these stretch areas are. And so you put those in over several fingers, over the whole hand, as it's going like this way and this way and this way and that way and over here. It's showing something over the entire hand. It's just not one line on the thumb and one line on a finger, one line over here. Most of these are going over several parts of the hand so that you can see something covering it. And that's what it's telling you. I mean, the challenge is you're using graphite on a 2-dimensional plane to make a 3-dimensional appearance of your object, and your subject matter is getting through to your audience as round or flat or it has an edge or it's got a curve or it has a bunched up area or this is transparent and this isn't. All that is told to your viewer by the graphite you're putting down, and by the tone you're putting down and the lines. All that is being conveyed, okay? It's the knowledge of and the information is being sent to the viewer, and you go, okay, well, that's plastic overhand. I see that, right? So that's what you want. That's your big accomplishment, right? That's your goal. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ones. You can stop the video and look at these anytime. This one's okay, but it's kind of strange. Some of them are strange. I think this is very successful. This one's weird but successful. And This one probably maybe the most successful. But between all of those, you can get a good idea what you're trying to do with the plastic wrap on your hand. Don't use a plastic bag because it's kind of thick and doesn't have the stretch marks. But the saran wrap, or whatever they call it, plastic wrap that you wrap a sandwich up in or drape over a bowl and it sticks to it, that's what you want to use. Okay, so get going on this, and then we'll talk about the crumpled bag next time. And the homework was just drawing your own eyes in a mirror. And if you haven't gotten to me the first week at least, that should be here in my hands so I can critique it, send it back for more work, or go ahead and accept it. And you should be getting those to me certainly by the third week, the first week, and then the second week, on and on and on, so you don't fall behind. All right, we'll talk with you later.